Hey guys, Sean with Long Honeymoon here. Today we're taking a look at a very exciting product. This is the Champion 4500 watt dual fuel portable inverter generator. This has a lot of great features for the RV traveler and also for the off-grid prepper.
In this video, we're going to walk through the design and features of this unit, put it through a variety of tests, including a noise test, a wife test, and a tonneau cover test. If you ever want to check the current price of this generator and read some owner reviews, there will be a link to the relevant Amazon page for this unit posted beneath the video.
4,500 starting watts. There's no replacement for displacement. In fact, I believe this is probably the largest, most powerful portable inverter generator the Champion makes that's geared for the RV traveler. It's big, it's beefy, it's pretty heavy. You should know this weighs more than 100 pounds. I believe it's 103 pounds dry. But Champion has built in a couple of nice handles on the top that can help with lifting this unit. First of all, why do you want a good old-fashioned, politically incorrect fossil fuel burning generator? Well, if you are a new RV owner, you may be surprised to learn that your RV did not include electricity. Some electricity is required to really enjoy your RV, right? But you may not want to be plugged into shore power at all times. So it's nice to have a portable inverter generator. Even though we have a wonderful solar setup with our Airstream travel trailer, we still need to use a generator if we're going to run our air conditioner for any extended length of time. This is a portable source of electricity you can take with you, plug up your RV, and boom, or zap, you instantly have electricity. One of the reasons you really want a portable inverter generator to pair with your RV is that it produces clean sine wave electricity that is safe for all of your electronic devices. What's really cool about this unit is that it is built to run off either gasoline or propane. So you have two fuel sources to choose from. Why would you not want to use gasoline? Well, a lot of people don't really want to store and transport gasoline because it's a more dangerous fuel to store and transport. And also, gasoline is not a clean burning fuel these days because of ethanol. Ethanol really promotes recycling. Many a small engine has been junked and recycled because the ethanol has ruined the fuel lines. So a lot of people would really prefer to use propane. And if you're an off-grid or prepper type of person, you know, you can store propane in large amounts more safely than you can gasoline. And propane has pretty much a forever shelf life. You don't really have to worry about propane going bad over time. So a lot of people who are preparing for the zombie apocalypse really like to have large amounts of propane on hand. Champion thoughtfully includes in the box pretty much everything that you would need. I mean, a very basic tool set, screwdriver, wrench, and a spark plug wrench. And they also include the necessary motor oil. First thing you have to do is unscrew a couple of shipping stabilizing brackets that are beneath the unit. I believe there are 4 of those. And before you add any kind of motor oil or gasoline to the unit, you need to take care of that. On one side of the unit, we'll call this the recoil side because this is where the recoil pull start lives. There is an oil access panel, and it's a very simple process to open up this access panel and get to where you would add the motor oil. Because this generator features an electric start, that electricity for the start requires an internal battery, and you must connect the cable for that battery. Champion has really improved the process of connecting the battery. On the non-recoil side of the unit, you can pop off this access panel, and inside the panel you will find the battery cables, and you simply plug them up and you're good to go. Overall, very quick and easy to set up. This generator does have some warning stickers, some of which I believe are unique to the California market. I mean, clearly California legislature and various attorneys have been hard at work. I want you to know up front, it's very easy to remove all the warning stickers, and I typically do that. I've already removed most from mine, and then once they are removed, you'll have a nice, clean looking generator, which is the way I like it. Setup is quite simple. I would say the most difficult thing about setup is lifting the unit because it weighs 103 pounds. It's a lot to lift. I mean, for me, that is really reaching the limits of what I can comfortably lift and move onto, for example, a workbench. So I'm sure that Champion and all those attorneys out there recommend that you have two people lifting and moving around these generators. This unit does have a wheel kit with a really nice built-in handle on one side. So once the generator's on the ground or wherever you need to have it, it's very easy to move it around with the wheel kit. And they've done a really good job with this particular wheel kit. These are never flat wheels, so you don't have to worry about reinflating the wheels. And because this unit is so heavy, it seems to me that the tires get better traction, and it actually works better with the wheel kit than some other units that are lighter in weight. You know, the weight of the generator pushes the tire surface down on the ground and makes it actually pretty easy to roll around. So I like that a lot. So here's your control panel. And we'll start here on the left with what Champion is calling the Easy Start Dial. And they've really innovated with the Easy Start Dial and made it easier than ever. Even though this unit runs off either gasoline or propane, you've just got one setting for either fuel on the Easy Start Dial. It is indeed very easy. In fact, I mentioned this is an electric start. Can you see where the electric starter is located? It's like a trick question. So that was quite easy. Let me turn it off. There are only 3 settings on the Easy Start Dial: your choke, run, and stop. And here's your electric starter built in to the dial, which I think is quite clever. Above the Easy Start Dial, you will find the IntelliGauge display. There's a rotating little digital readout that tells you your voltage and other important output meters, your run time on this particular session that you might be running the generator, and also there is a long-term hour meter built into the IntelliGauge. So with this unit, you do not need to install an aftermarket hour meter. It's built in from the factory. There's also reading the IntelliGauge that covers your percentage of total power output. There's an oil level signal, and there's also a button for the economy mode. When the generator is in economy mode, it kind of throttles down and runs even more quiet than normal. On the top of the unit, you'll see one of those stickers. This is actually not a warning sticker. These are basically modern day hieroglyphics that will show you how to start the unit. But this generator is so easy to start, I don't think we even need the sticker here. So we're gonna do a little bit of de-stickering. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to remove these stickers if you want to remove the stickers. Now, my wife usually frowns upon me removing stickers of this nature.
Well, that one's actually helpful.
Shout out to the camera operator. She says this one is helpful and we should leave it, so I'll keep it preserved. I'll stick it somewhere in my garage. Continuing with our look at the main control panel, you've got some circuit breaker buttons, the 8 amp for your 12 volt old school cigarette lighter outlet. With regard to this 12 volt outlet, there is no USB connection or outlet on the unit, but Champion does thoughtfully include a little adapter that you can pop in to the 12 volt, and so now you have 2.4 amp USB charge ports. So if you want to recharge your portable electronic devices straight from the generator, you can do so. 120 volt 20 amp, we've got 2 outlets there, and 120 volt 30 amp with, you guessed it, a built-in RV ready 30 amp plug. This is a feature from Champion that I really love, is that these units come RV ready. You don't need any kind of adapter to get a direct 30 amp connection to your RV. Beneath the 30 amp outlet, you will find a couple of ports for the parallel kit, which is not included with the unit, but you can add a parallel kit to this unit and get even more power output by running it together with another Champion generator. And lastly, on the bottom, you'll find where you can ground the generator. People ask me if they should ground their portable inverter generators. Yes, you probably should. Have I ever seen anyone do it ever once in the real world? Well, no. Never seen anyone do it, but you probably should do it. Continuing with our look at the exterior of this unit, let's take a look at the recoil side of the unit. Here you'll find a traditional pull start. So if you want to start it lawnmower style, you can do so. And you'll also find a port where you can connect your propane fuel supply if you choose to power the unit with propane. And of course, Champion includes the necessary hose for that, complete with some warning stickers. It's very simple, and in fact they've even simplified the connection of the propane hose. In previous units you've had to fiddle around with the end of the hose. Now you can just push it on here and you hear it click into place. And so now we would be free to attach a propane fuel source if we wish to. So I think that is pretty cool. By popular demand, we're going to crank this generator using the recoil or pull start lawnmower style. Show you how easy it is. First step is to put your easy start dial in the choke position. Second step is to pull. And you just move over to run. So this generator is really, really easy to start. Like, just started there with one pull. Super simple, at least when starting off gasoline. Now I want to show you briefly the IntelliGauge in action. You can see it rotating through a few different display items. And so there's our voltage, there's our frequency, and that is how much time we've run it in this particular session, less than a minute. And there's our total amount of time at this point. So obviously we're just now breaking in the unit. So, and when I want to stop the unit, I just rotate it over to the stop. And by the way, one important warning. Do not run a portable inverter generator indoors because the resulting fumes can kill you in minutes. That is one warning that truly deserves a sticker. Let's quickly take a look at the top of the generator because there are a couple of important features I want to show you. First of all, this is where you would add your unleaded gasolina fuel, and the cap is thoughtfully attached with a chain. And inside there is a simple filter that would filter out large impurities from your fuel. And to the right of the fuel port, shall we say, yes, we finally have a fuel gauge. So you can glance at the fuel gauge and quickly determine how much fuel is inside your generator. This is really nice because the other Champion units that we own do not have a fuel gauge. So a fuel gauge is a very nice feature in any generator.
The gasoline fuel tank holds 2.3 gallons, and Champion claims up to 14 hours of runtime off of that amount.
Not much to say about the exhaust side of a generator, except that it can get very hot back here. So wherever you position your generator, be aware there's a lot of heat coming out of that exhaust, and it certainly could pose a fire hazard if there's anything flammable downstream from that heat. All right, so now we're gonna start this Champion dual fuel generator using propano or propane. Champion gives you everything you need except for the propane, of course. That means they include a nice propane hose that works with your standard 20 and 30 pound propane tanks and comes complete with its own warning stickers. We're gonna de-sticker this hose first.
This new propane hose design offers a couple of notable improvements over previous models. First of all, the regulator is much smaller and more streamlined than the old bulky design. Secondly, it's much easier to connect directly to your generator.
So I'm gonna start out by connecting the hose to our propane fuel supply. This is, I guess, a 17 pound propane tank. Next, we're going to connect the business end of the hose to our generator. And this has a really nice, easy to use, quick connect feature. You just push it into your generator until you hear the click. Click! So now we're cooking with gas. So for our first step in this process of running this generator with propane, we're going to open up the fuel supply and let the propane start flowing down towards the generator. Now we actually have a warm generator here. That's because I went ahead and burned all of the gasoline fuel out of the unit before trying it with propane for the first time. So we're going to crank it now manually with propane as the fuel source. So that was really easy. Yeah, we've got a hot engine here, but anytime that I have manually started this unit with the recoil start, for me, it has always started on the first pull. For my wife, it typically starts on the 10th pull. And now my lovely assistant will demonstrate how easy it is to start this Champion 4500 watt dual fuel unit using the pull or recoil start. Now we have a somewhat warm engine, so we rotate the easy start dial to the green run setting. If the engine was cold, we would put it on the choke setting, but the engine is at least somewhat warm. So here goes. Can she do it?
All right.
Get a lot of riding on this. But what I really like about this is we can also, if we choose, use the easy start dial and the electric start to start with propane. So here you have it, the Champion 4500 watt dual fuel generator running purely off of propane as the fuel source. And it starts very easily either with the recoil start or with the electric start. One thing to know is that you will get a little bit less electrical output when using propane as a fuel source. You'll get, I believe, 3150 running watts of electricity, whereas if you were running with gasoline as your fuel source, you would get 3,500 running watts of electricity. But the starting wattage output is exactly the same whether you're running off gasoline or propane. You get 4,500 starting watts in either case with either fuel.
In keeping with tradition, we sent our generator down to the boys at the lab for some detailed noise testing. We placed the unit exactly 25 feet away from a digital sound meter, with the exhaust of the generator oriented away from the measuring device. All internal combustion engines are going to make some noise, but at idle with no load, this generator is very quiet as these things go. So right now with the eco mode engaged, it's between 52 to 54 decibels at idle. It's very quiet. I think very noticeably quiet. Now I'm going to turn off the eco mode. Still under no load with the economy mode off, between 58 and 60 decibels. All right, so now we're running my wife's retired jet engine of a hairdryer at high heat, high fan, and it's registering about 60 decibels, just slightly over 60 decibels, which I think is very good because understand there is some noise coming from the hairdryer itself. It's not a noiseless load. One advantage of a closed frame portable inverter generator like this one is reduced noise output. Overall, this Champion performs very well on the noise front, with 61 decibels being produced under load. While it may not be the quietest in its class, it's much more quiet than any open frame generator, and it's definitely more quiet than many competitors.
So now on this bright and sunny spring day, it's time to plug up our 30 amp RV power cord into our generator. Then we point out that the best practice, of course, is to crank the generator first and then plug up your RV. So that's what we're gonna do. The easy start is indeed quite easy. Now we're going to plug up our RV and I'm going to fire up the air conditioner.
There's not a whole lot of drama to be found in this particular test. With 4,500 starting watts and 3,500 running watts, this generator can easily power our air conditioner.
I think the upshot here is that typically when we are reviewing or testing generators, we have a question in our minds about whether that generator will power an RV air conditioner. If you buy this unit, I think you can rest easy. It's not gonna have any trouble powering pretty much any RV air conditioner with regards to one RV air conditioner. Now, I know a lot of you guys are toting around 2 RV air conditioners, and I think that would be pushing the limits of this unit. But let's not get greedy. I think we should rest easy at least that we can power one RV air conditioner without breaking a sweat, so to speak. Here we have 3 units that are dual fuel portable inverter generators from Champion. This is their 2,500 watt unit. This is the 3,400 watt unit. And here's the big boy 4,500 watt unit. So you can see how they compare just in terms of size. Also with regard to design. By seeing these 3 units here together, you can tell that the 4,500 watt unit is just a little bit taller in terms of vertical height. But the overall footprint of the unit is about the same. You can tell we are well equipped for the zombie apocalypse, because if the electrical grid goes down, then we're gonna have 3 dual fuel Champion units ready to go.
Unfortunately, there was one test that this unit did not pass with flying colors. The critical tonneau cover test. With the gasoline fuel cap in place, the unit is just a little bit too tall to fit beneath our truck tonneau cover. If we remove the gas cap, it actually fits beneath the cover. So we're going to see if we can find a low profile gas cap or perhaps even a recessed gas cap, because we'd really like to take this bad boy with us on our RV adventures.
So that's it, guys. A look at the Champion 4500 watt dual fuel portable inverter generator with electric start. I'm really impressed with the design and features and performance of the unit. You know, Champion actually makes a couple different versions of this unit. One only runs off gasoline but has a remote electric start. The other is purely a recoil or pull start. Price is fluctuating, but in this current market, it's probably not going to get any cheaper. Prices for all items seem to be going up these days. So if you're interested in this specific unit, we will put a link beneath this video. Clicking that link will take you to the relevant Amazon shopping page where you could buy this very model, read reviews from other customers, and maybe check out some of the other models that Champion is offering in this line. But as far as having a unit to take RV camping and also have around the house, I think this is ideal. If you're wanting to use it in a prepper or off-grid type situation, it's great having the dual fuel, and it's great having the larger electricity output. Sorry guys, this has been yet another episode of Long Honeymoon, the longest running honeymoon themed RV show on the interwebs. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more product reviews in the near future, including a lot of off-grid prepper products, just in case there happens to be a nuclear war. Only the fun stuff here on Long Honeymoon. See you next time. Thanks, guys. You know, here at Long Honeymoon, we have a lot of fun, we have a sense of humor, and yes, I do occasionally poke fun at the government of the great state of California and the various attorneys who may be behind some of these laws. But rest assured, I have lived in California and I love California. California is a beautiful state. When I lived in California, I lived in the city of Santa Monica. One thing I really loved about Santa Monica is that it's so camping friendly. You don't need a tent or sleeping bag. You can just camp right there on the sidewalk. You can sleep anywhere you want, anywhere throughout the town. And you don't even need plumbing facilities if you want to use the bathroom. You can go anywhere you please. Right on the sidewalk, right on the public streets. So I love California, I really do. That's for all you Californians out there who are mad at me. I'm always a Californian at heart. All right, take 22.
All right.
Get a lot of riding on this. Get on the green setting?
Yep, it's on the green.
All right. My wife has a theory that being on a ladder might help her.
Pole.
Okay.
It's just my thought. Okay, here we go. Okay, that theory failed.
If this was a boxing match, the referee would have stopped the fight a long time ago.
Well, I mean, actually this is important for people to see.
Yeah.
If you aren't really super strong, I mean,
Well, it has an electric start. Let me do it. Here, Chrissy has utterly failed getting this started with a recoil start, so I'm gonna try it. Ready? Takes a little bit of strength, I think.
Hey guys, Sean with Long Honeymoon here today to talk about the hottest thing going in the RV industry, ceramic glass. Protective ceramic glass coatings that are applied in liquid form to the exterior of your RV. When they dry, they harden to a hard as a rock protective surface. They not only make your RV look great, they also protect the surface beneath, whether it's fiberglass or metal. And by the way, this includes any pinstriping or graphics that you might have applied to your RV. Ceramic also makes cleaning your RV much easier because any impurities like dirt, tree sap, or dead bugs will slide right off. Right now, we've got 2 service centers to recommend. One is located in Wilton, California, the other down in Tallahassee, Florida. Of course, the pricing depends upon the size and type of RV rig that you're bringing to the party. So for more details, call the phone number on this screen and get your RV protected with ceramic glass because you're gonna love it. We love ours. She loves it too.